Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be joined by DJ Wheat here. We're going to talk over the games as they've happened in Group B, and what a group it's been. Once again, the Koreans proving strong.
Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier, right? And Jet, you agreed that this was a day of Korean dominance. And I want to take a trip. Let's hop in the DeLorean. Let's go back in time about a year. And, you know, a year ago, the Koreans, they were, you know, into the game, but the established scene, the teams that we have today, it just wasn't the same. So, Jet, I mean, what do you think about this? Are we seeing the dawn of domination as far as Korean teams are concerned?
We're seeing the start of it for sure, because every time the teams have went over to Korea, we've seen COG NA, COG EU, Dignitas. COG had the most success, and they showed that they're very close. But aside from that, not many people have been able to take them over. And since they are newer to the game, they're still ramping up, really. We had a year-and-a-half head start over North America to try to take it on. And at least in the group stage, they completely dominated. The last thing I have to say, though, on that is Team Solomid destroyed the North American scene. To say Korea destroyed North America is a little bit dishonest here, because the very best has yet to be seen.
So let's also talk a little bit about the other team that advanced, CLG EU. I think of the two teams that people expected to advance, Nijin Sword and obviously CLG EU. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, do you feel like there were any upsets in B as far as that's concerned?
I think the main upset in B was actually, even though it didn't have advancement prospects, was the Saigon Jokers taking game off of Dignitas. Nobody expected that coming out. Most people did expect Nijin Sword 3-0, especially within the players. Everyone's saying Nijin really, really strong coming in. And yeah, CLGU probably second was a pretty standard opinion amongst the players.
All right, D-Man, let me ask you this. You were talking a little bit about the potential group draw that could happen here. We've still got two teams left, Taipei Assassins and World Elite. Of the two teams that could draw, let's start with Nijin Sword. Who do you think would be the most deadly opponent that they could draw?
Well, Team WE is a team that both CLG EU and Nijin Sword will know, because they've taken part in the OGN championships. They're going to be well aware of them. CLG EU knocked them out in the quarterfinals, if memory serves me correct. They knocked out Team WE.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. It was in the World OGN finals. So both teams would probably be happy with Team WE. CLG EU spent a week with Taipei Assassins a month ago, I believe it was. They went over to Thailand for when the Taipei Assassins had their qualifiers. So they spent a week in the same house with Taipei Assassins. So they practice heavily. So I guess from that point of view, CLG EU are probably thinking, we're pretty happy with the draw right now. From Nijin Sword, I guess they probably know them both as well, because they're both Asian teams. I don't know how much that have played Taipei Assassins, but from Team WE, they'll be well aware of them.
Now, let me just ask you one last question then, Jet. I mean, if you look at Nijin Sword's their journey here, not before the playoffs, they went through three beastly teams to actually secure their spot here. Do you feel like they have ridden this wave of momentum and can continue to take it forward? I mean, what are your kind of initial predictions of what we'll see out of Nijin Sword going forward to tomorrow?
They actually had to win the third place game against Azubu Blaze in the OGN Season 2, even to qualify for the start of the regional bracket. They are absolutely riding just a high right now. They've been unbeatable amongst the last, I'd have to say, probably 4 or 5 matchups they've had against the top teams in the world. And if we had to pick from the groups that get drawn, I think Moscow 5 and TSM were really, amongst the players, the two big dogs that got drawn out of the first group. So all these guys in Group B are pretty happy about the matchup, not to take anything away from World Elite and Taipei Assassins, because they are world-class teams. It's just going to be a good matchup for Nijin Sword, I think.
D-Man, what do you think about that?
Yeah, and honestly, actually, we spoke to CLGU, and they had no clue about the brackets. Once they realized, oh, we're second, that means we're going to be on the Zubu Frost and TSM side. We're kind of happy with that. But then they said, oh, we'd be happy with Moscow 5 as well. We think we can beat them. But once they realized what side of the matchup was going to be, they'd already realized they're probably going to be second in the group. They couldn't take that side. They were kind of happy. Maybe that's a way that the group system's been. You know, the fact that Group A was drawn out earlier on, we saw those two teams instead of being an epic last-minute draw, in which case everybody would be like, but, you know, the way the teams realize which way they're going to fall, I think, like you say, both teams are pretty happy with getting Taipei. Everybody expects TSM and Moscow 5 to be the big ones.
Right. So, as we go into day 2, what do you guys think? Any early favorites that you're seeing here, or do you think it's just too soon to call?
I think the big story between the next day is Moscow 5 and TSM against the Korean dominance that's come out from day one, and whether it continues.
Yeah, I mean, it's all on Moscow 5 right now. They are on the side. They're going to get IG, the Chinese side. They're now going to feel they've probably got away with 3 of the big names, Zubu Frost, TSM, CLG, all on the one side. They're going to feel they've got a good run at the finals now.
All right, guys. Any final comments about Group B and some of the games that we saw today overall?
McNoon played amazingly.
Yeah, Najin Sword, they've only been together for 3 months. They look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Everything that they showed today, all their players, their energy just back behind the stage. We talk a lot about some of the pressures of being a high-level team and maybe traveling overseas and dealing with things like jet lag and playing in sort of foreign environments. And they certainly seem like they overcame all hurdles, all obstacles as far as that was concerned. And frankly, they looked pretty impeccable all day today.
They have indeed, but I believe we're going to go over to the draw week. I mean,
All
let's
right.
find out exactly who they're going to get drawn against, Taipei Assassins or Team WE.
Hi, everybody. We have some very exciting matches today, and the upper half of tomorrow's quarterfinal bracket has already been decided. We have Invictus Gaming playing against Moscow 5, and we have a Zubu Frost against Team Solo Mid. Here to choose their teams in the bracket tomorrow. Please, Dustin, share with us how this is all going to go down.
Hey, guys. So we have 2 teams remaining to pick who they're going to be playing in the quarterfinal matches. We have World Elite and Taipei Assassins in these 2 envelopes. We're going to bring out CLG, EU, and Najin Sword. Let's welcome them out. All right, guys.
Gentlemen.
All right. I love you too. So again, 2 envelopes. We're going to let you guys pick first. You go. Sure you want. Oh. You don't get a choice. Let's open these up.
What are you doing? You can't do that.
World Elite. Wow.
And
obviously-
Taipei Assassins for Najin Sword. All right, guys. I have to ask you the hard questions here. How does it feel to know that you're going on to the quarterfinals and possibly the largest esports event ever to happen?
Det er virkelig dejligt, at vi kvalificerer os til den næste runde i turneringen, og jeg er virkelig glad, fordi mine forældre kan være for at støtte mig.
So Wicked said is very happy to be in the quarterfinals tomorrow. He's super excited. There's some tough games today, and he's looking forward to them.
McNoon. You don't have a translator. Okay. McNoon, how do you feel going on to the quarterfinals of the League of Legends Championship?
In first place, yeah. To be honest, we didn't expect that we get a first, light. And I'm really happy because I kicked these 2 guys' ass. I'm really happy to revenge you guys. I hate you guys. But little love, that's all.
He hates you guys. That's rough. Well, you chose, let's see here, World Elite. How do you feel about going up against the best Chinese team this side of Invictus Gaming?
Jeg er virkelig glad for, at vi spiller mod World Elite, på grund af, at vi har været nede ved TP og levet i deres hus, og jeg vil helst ikke spille mod dem, fordi vi er blevet gode venner med dem.
Wicked said he's very happy to see his mom and dad here today at this event. He's very happy. And he looks forward to playing against World Elite. He's played against them before. It's been a long time since he's played them. But he thinks he stands a good chance of taking the games tomorrow.
And McNoon, how do you feel about the Taipei Assassins, your opponents for tomorrow?
Okay. I think Taipei is a really strong team, and we are really glad to have a match with them. If I don't make bad plays, we're gonna win. We go to semi-final, and maybe or do we meet M5 if we get to quarterfinal, right?
We are going to take a closer look at the brackets and find out just who it is you're going to face and just who it is you're going to face if you happen to pass your opponents. So I'm going to hand it back to our lovely casters. Gentlemen, what's going on tomorrow?
Yeah, Rachel, what is going on tomorrow? We're going to find out exactly what is happening. So the quarterfinals looks like they're going to be, let's take a quick peek at what exactly they're going to turn out to be. So Taipei Assassins versus Najin Sword. You just saw them getting drawn there. So first up, you can see Team WE versus CLG EU. They are on the same side as the bracket as Team Solar Mid and Zubu Frost. We were just talking about that with DJ Wheat. That's a big thing straight away. So Moscow 5 are going to be looking at that and thinking, we've got a good run. But in their way, Taipei Assassins, Najin Sword, Moscow 5, Invictus Gaming. They are two incredibly tough matches.
And overall, I think these brackets are really, really strong almost in both sides. There's a good split up. All the super rivalry matchups that people potentially wanted to see coming in, which would be Moscow 5 versus TSM, or really the Koreans are split up as well, who were so dominant today. We can really see so many great combinations of teams that could potentially make it to the finals. So tomorrow's single elimination is going to be pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, honestly, they're all damn good games. We're excited about one or the other. We're excited about all of them because they all look fantastic. I mean, honestly, I think the draws have worked out perfectly, and it was interesting that the envelopes were swapped.
Right at the end, yeah.
CLG EU played in, obviously, quarterfinals against Team WE, so they're well aware of that. It was a while ago, but they did play in the quarterfinals. Taipei Assassins, Najin Sword, I'm going to have to check out the record books of when these guys played each other. I'm pretty sure they probably have at some point or another.
At the very least, they would have practiced a lot together. I know the Korean teams scrim each other all the time, and that translates over to Taipei Assassins as well.
And then you got Azubu Frost, TSM. Azubu Blaze, 5-0 TSM. There's going to be a little bit of rivalry in-house there. They go, you know what? You beat them in MLG. We beat them at the World Playoffs. TSM are ones. They're ones they want to try and beat. And of course, the other match as well. I honestly, they are all very, very good matches. So tomorrow's action is going to be starting off. It is going to be Moscow 5 or M5 BenQ, whichever you like to call them. They're going to be taking on Invictus Gaming. That will be at 12 noon. That's Pacific time, 7 p.m. Central European time, 4 a.m. Korean time. And I believe that is also my maths is bad. I'm going to look around. But anyway, day one has been absolutely epic. We've had 12 games. Thank God we didn't get any playoffs because we could have been here till another 3 hours. It has been pretty intense stuff. I am the D-Man Smith. Joining me has been Jat. Freak and Riv also been bringing you the hosts. DJ Wheat as well, of course, on stage alongside Rachel Quirko. It has been a fantastic event. Fantastic day one. The entire crew, thanks you all for watching. That has been spectacular. We will be back tomorrow for the quarterfinal stages, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get bigger from here on in.